What does freedom actually mean? For most of us, we think of freedom as the ability to do whatever we want, but what does that really mean? And where did this idea of freedom come from? Well, one guy who really gave a lot of thought to this question was an English philosopher named John Locke, and his ideas about freedom have shaped our world in big ways. John Locke was born in 1632 and died in 1704. He lived through a time of great social and political upheaval in England, including the English Civil War and the Glorious Revolution. These events had a profound impact on him, and they also helped shape his ideas about freedom. So what was Locke's idea of freedom? Well, he argued that freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want. Instead, he said that freedom is the ability to do what you want so long as you respect the rights of others. In other words, we only have the right to do what we want so long as we don't infringe on the rights of others. If I want to say, build a house, that's fine. But if I want to build a house and in doing so use slave labor, well, that's not okay, because that infringes on the rights of the people that I'm enslaving. Locke argued that all people have three natural rights that cannot be taken away: the right to life, liberty, and property. And he argued that the purpose of government is to protect these rights. If the government infringes on these rights, then the people have a right to overthrow the government and replace it with a new one that will protect their rights. This idea that the purpose of government is to protect the natural rights of the people is a central tenet of modern democracy. In fact, many of the ideas that John Locke developed have found their way into our everyday language. For example, we often talk about having a government by the people, for the people, and of the people. Well, John Locke was one of the first people to argue for a government that is run by the people. He believed that all people are equal and that no one person or group has a right to rule over others. This idea that all people are equal is another central tenet of modern democracy. In fact, the United States was founded on these principles. The Declaration of Independence, which was written in 1776, explicitly states that all men are created equal and that they have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The U.S. Constitution, which was written in 1787, establishes a government that is run by the people and for the people. So the next time you hear someone arguing for freedom, remember John Locke and his ideas about negative liberty, the freedom to do what you want as long as you respect the rights of others. And remember that it's not just some abstract philosophical idea. It's something that people fought and died for throughout history, and it's something that we should all continue to fight for today. Because let's face it, we don't live in a perfect world, and there are still people who don't have the freedom that they deserve. It's up to us to make sure that everyone has the freedom that John Locke argued for all those years ago.